morning, Althea. It's June 20th, 2024, and we are in the historic room of the Brewster Ladies Library. Um, and you've been telling me that you not only grew up in Brewster for a good part of your life and then returned as an adult, but that you have a long and deep family history here. So maybe we could just start telling me about your family.
Okay. Do you want to know my great-great-grandfather?
How far back are we going to go?
Way back to the early 1800s.
Oh my goodness. Well, let's work backwards then. Tell me who your parents are.
Okay, my mother was born here in 1903,
And her name?
and she and my dad worked here for my grandmother. Well, not he worked for the A&P store,
Yes, okay.
and she built the building so that he would have a job.
And what was the A&P store?
The A&P store, Atlantic and Pacific,
Right. Where was that?
that was right on Main Street, next to their house.
And what did it become?
I think it's what was the man bought that?
Was that Ken's?
Uh,
Was that Ken Jorgensen?
Jorgensen. Yep, they took over that whole section. I can't tell you the amount. I do know what it is, but you wouldn't believe it.
So the A&P,
It was the NP.
yeah, became Ken's store.
Uh-huh.
And now it's the Village Marketplace or, okay.
And
And
yeah, that's when bread was a nickel.
and that was probably expensive.
Probably.
So your grandmother built the store that the A&P was in?
Yes, but because her husband passed away pretty young, you know. My mother was only 7 years old when he passed away, so she had to bring her up. And the other two were older. My mother's sister was 15 years older, and her brother was 20 years older.
Oh,
So anyway, I remember them both very well.
so what was your mother's maiden name?
Maiden name was Snow.
Okay, her full name
That was it.
and her first name?
My mother's maiden name was Adeline.
Okay. And your father's name?
Was Alan. Alan Garrow. Came from Vermont.
How do you spell Garrow?
Garrow.
Okay.
Yeah, she met him on the Boston Common because he was in the Army band. Okay.
So when was that?
That was probably in the 1919 or something like that.
Okay. You know what? If we're going backwards, I should have started with you. Tell me again when you were born.
I was born in 21,
What was the whole date?
19, October 3rd,
1921.
1921. Yep. And
And
then I had two sisters that were born in that house on the corner. My sister Jane and my sister June. And then when my grandmother built the house behind the store, my brother Bud was born. It was Arnold Caldwell. Yeah, we're related to the historic, you know. So
okay, so your father's name was Hamilton?
no, he was Alan.
Alan.
Yeah, Alan Garrow.
Okay.
Yep. And he was manager there, and then he went from there over to Howard Center as a manager over there.
Okay.
So anyway, then family things, you know, came up, and after the four of us were born, he took off. So we went. She remarried eventually, and she had two more boys with my half brothers. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So she
So
was
there's six of us, and I'm the only one left in the family now.
well, you've been around for a long time.
And my great great grandmother lived down on Stony Brook Road.
Well, so your father's family came from Vermont,
Yes.
but your mother's family had deep
Right
roots
here.
in Brewster.
Yep.
Okay.
Here in the city. Yeah. Because my uncle, my mother's brother, was treasurer for the American Can Company,
Okay.
and that's why he lived up there and got married to a Scotch woman, Margaret McClymont.
Okay.
She had two children, and one of them was very she was an artist, and right now I'm friendly with her daughter. She comes to
Yeah,
me in Florida.
good.
But in the meantime, she had a brother too, Frankie Snow, and he was killed right out here on Route 6,
Oh my goodness.
right in front of the house. Actually, a chauffeur-driven car came along, hit him. That was it.
So there
And there weren't that many automobiles on the roads,
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Right.
Well, I remember I was only 2 years old when that happened.
So this was 1923. There was a fatal traffic accident right out here on Route 6. That was
Oh,
Route
up
6.
by um, what is it, the little building there where she was on her bicycle? That's not the one.
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
It was near the store.
But this one, I think he was 6 years old.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
What a shame.
So that was a long time ago.
Well, tell me about what was your mother's birth name?
Her mother's first name was Adelaide.
Okay, and her
Her middle name was Gertrude Snow.
Snow. So she was a Snow. Okay. So going back another generation.
That's the original, way, way back to Captain Freeman Snow. He was my great grandfather.
Okay.
And then his father, another great great grandfather, married a Myrick.
So you're related to most of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Sally Myrick. Right.
I don't know, Sally, because I have the photo of her. A big picture. It was in Donald Doan's store one time, and she loaned it to him. And then when he passed away, then Bill bought everything that was in there. The lawyer gave me the picture back.
Oh,
And we have it still, and eventually the Historical Society is going to get it.
oh, that's good. That's a good thing to do. Yeah. Well, tell me, you lived in Brewster till you were about 10.
Mm-hmm. 10.
Tell me what Brewster was like then.
Oh, it was so. I went to the beach almost every day. No cars on the road. Um, in the walk to schoolhouse pond, I tried to go fishing with a hairpin. I mean, a safety pin and a piece of string.
Did it work?
It worked.
Didn't work.
And then I worked up on Stony Brook Road to the Eldridges. Used to play with Barbara Eldridge up there. Yep. And High Brewster, remember High Brewster?
Yeah.
The Cleverleys owned that originally.
Yeah.
My mother rode horseback with the girl that lived there, and their daughter, uh, Mimi McConchy.
Right.
Yep. Well, Barbara used to babysit her. Barbara says, I don't know why I had to babysit her. She was almost my age. But
So there weren't any cars around.
that was fun. Yeah. Because I walked everywhere.
Yeah.
I was only little. And down on Lower Road, the Bragg house. Do anybody know about that? Okay, that was Captain Bragg. He had that ship that came in with the paper on it.
Yeah.
I had a big roll of that paper for a long
I've
time.
that. Been taking to film Brewster homes for years.
Anyway, yeah. So, but she was the midwife for my mother, Margie Bragg.
Oh,
Yep. And Dr. Uh, from Richardson from Orleans was the doctor. He had a nickname. They called him Tiddlywinks.
so this ship, maybe we should just let people know. I don't remember the name of the ship. The
Dr. Richardson, yeah.
ship shipwrecked right off
of the paper.
Off the shore, right in the
Let's
started down with that.
Further down.
It was
In Dennis?
no, it was
You mean this by the breakwater?
in some lower road somewhere.
Well, probably because that's what the house was built.
That's right. That's right. So he was taken into a house, and the paper, which was major part of his law, was preached. And school children were doing their
And I had a big roll of it. You remember the roll of paper I had sent in the attic? Oh, yeah, I don't know what happened to all of it, but that was from the ship. I had a lot of things. I've got, what's his name? Aldridge, Clint Aldridge.
Eldridge.
His mother's cranberry scoop.
Oh, yeah.
I had that, and I gave it to Clinton Young
Oh, good.
because he's named for him, and he used to go up to the weirs with them.
Want to tell me about Clint Eldridge?
Pardon?
Would you tell me about Clint Eldridge?
Clint Aldridge, well, yes, and his brother Leland.
Okay.
And they used to go out to the weirs. You know how they're built?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, they used to go out with fish, and if you went out barefoot, you had to be careful with the crabs. And they would bring the fish or whatever came into the traps in every day, and I guess they sorted it up at Clint's house.
So how did they bring the fish in?
They went out by a boat, and I think just prior to that, they could have gone out in a Model T. But anyway, they had to go at low tide, except it was still tied in around the weirs. That's why the fish would get in there and get caught, you know.
Yeah.
We used to walk out there when I was little. You know,
So where did you go to school?
the elementary school here where the town hall is now. And then when I left there and we went up to Chelmsford, I went to Chelmsford and graduated from Chelmsford High School a year in 1940.
Do you have any idea how many students were in your class at the Brewster
There
Elementary
was more than one class in there. There were two classes. I was the third and the fourth grade together.
Okay.
First and second were together. And I can tell you, Mrs. Dottridge was one of them. Mrs. Makeabo was another one. Louise, what's her daughter was Louise Sue Frogger. She worked there. She was also on the school committee. Uh, I mean, my memory goes way back to the
Yeah. Can you possibly spell the names of these teachers?
for who?
Spell the names of the teachers you just told me about? Who taught the first and second grade?
First and second grade, and also Beulah Dome.
Beulah don't. I can spell that. Who taught the third and fourth grade?
She was in the first and second grade. My sister was in the second grade, and I have a picture of her down in my mother's front yard at her birthday party with Beulah there.
Who was your teacher in the third grade?
Mrs. Doddridge.
How can you spell that?
Dottridge.
So did Beulah Doan teach the first and second grade?
I don't remember that as vaguely,
Okay.
but I do know them. There was another one. You know where some of those teachers lived?
No.
You know where the hairdressers is down here in East Brewster?
I don't.
Well, you know where the past road is, just on the right-hand side past that.
Oh, right.
There was a big white house there.
Yeah.
That's where they used to live sometimes.
Yeah. Was it a
And
boy?
Henry Callahan owned that building. Well, after it was burned, it burned down.
Okay.
And well, I can't tell you anymore. It's too confidential, I think.
After all this time?
Well, have you ever heard? That's why they.
No, I haven't.
Well, anyway, somebody burned it.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it a boarding house?
I think they probably used it for that. Yes. Yep.
So there were several teachers, perhaps, who came from somewhere else to teach and then lived in that house.
So the person that burned it, he had accomplices in town. Two other fellows.
But sometimes school teachers they didn't come from Brewster, they came from someplace else.
Oh no, they came from Brewster.
They did?
Because the Clark family, do you know the Clark family?
Yeah.
Yep. Not the one here, but the father lived over in Hyannis.
Oh.
And the son, Robert, down in Brewster Park, he lived. And he worked for the government. He did that Sunday morning bit that used to come on. I don't know.
Oh, on the radio?
On the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, he's passed away now. So is she. But they still own a little piece of land next to the Drummer Boy Museum.
Oh, I do know.
Because they're related, the clocks are related to the same company, what is it? A. Percy Newcomb's family.
They were related to that.
A.P. Newcomb was my mother's first cousin. My grandmother's first cousin.
Yes, it's okay.
Because my grandmother's father and Percy Newcomb's father were brothers.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do go back.
I do go back.
So what was it like going to school in Brewster when you were a little?
When I was little, it was fun. I can remember my mother making my lunch for me, and I was telling Sandra it was just lettuce and mayonnaise, but it was good.
So you brought your own lunch to school?
Yeah, and I knew all the kids that went, to school with people around here with their children. You asked about Junior Lee one time. But he was a cute kid. Kind of my friend. I was really little, but I had a crush on him. And his best friend, I think, was Nate Weber, who lived just below where the pizza place is now. On the left-hand side is kind of looking broken down most of the time. Green Place.
Oh, which pizza place?
Yeah, well, where we were last night. Where was it?
Loreno's.
Loreno's.
Loreno's, way down there.
That's where the Lees owned that. Morris Lee Jr. and the young one was Morris Lee Jr. That's where he got Junior Lee. That was the only child I guess they had.
So how many children do you think were in your class?
Well, two. Well, I don't know. It could have been 10.
And that would have been 2 grades.
2 grades, yeah, 20. If there's that many, yeah.
So there maybe were 5, maybe about 5 children in each grade.
Well, it could have been a little bit more than that.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was the Briars, not Geraldine. Was it? Did you know Sheldon Breyer?
Did?
Yeah, his sister.
Okay.
It was in my class. Barbara Eldridge, Amy Baker. You'll see them in that picture that I gave you around. And because Barbara, Amy Baker, it was Barbara Baker and Olive Baker and Amy Baker, the 3 of them. My goodness, yeah. They used to live right opposite where Sergeant Strickers is now.
Yeah.
Okay. You know the little where Sergeant Strickers is now. That was a what do you call it? Cranberry building where he Lawrence Baker owned that, and when my father came down, like and everything, he'd go and help him with the cultivate,
Right.
and get poison ivy. I remember because so much poison ivy. But
Yeah.
Lawrence owned the little house down behind there, where Sergeant Strickers is now.
So did they use that as a sorting place?
That to put the cranberries in, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he did that. And then he married Ida Baker, who lived in 5 Corners.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's where Baker's Pond comes from. And she was my mother's very good friend. And she was a friend of Harry Alexander. Do you remember his son Kenneth?
Yeah.
And his mother Jessie.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the house that my grandmother lived in when she was little.
Oh, really? It's a nice old house.
Yep, it is. Yep.
Tell me again, what was your grandmother's name?
My grandmother was Elizabeth Parker Newcomb, because she married Franklin Weatherby Snow.
My goodness, I love all these names.
And actually, my great grandfather, Freeman M. Snow, married Charlotte Weatherby, and her brother was Isaac Weatherby that lived in that house, and my great grandfather gave that house to him because that's where he lived. My Captain Freeman Snow with his wife Charlotte. She was Charlotte Weatherby.
Which house was that?
That's the house they tore down.
Oh, okay. I see. Well, tell me more about going to school. Did you play games? Was there
Oh, we
recess?
got played red roll, rod,
Good.
Yeah, we played. Oh God, you may take so many giant steps and
Yeah.
all those. Yeah. Oh yeah.
What did you do when it was bad weather?
I don't remember too much about bad weather. Everything was good to me.
Was there a skating pond near the school?
That must have been Schoolhouse Pond, the only one that I know of, but I don't know of any skating there.
Okay. Where would your mother go? Oh, well, you had the A&P there. I was going to ask where would your mother go grocery shopping, but
Well,
right
that's
there.
right there. Well, yeah, there and sometimes to Eldridge's over in Howardsport,
Oh,
and sometimes to Orleans.
so you had a car?
A car.
You had an automobile so she could get around?
Oh, my mother drove everywhere.
Okay.
She was driving when she was 14 years old. And I guess maybe she wasn't supposed to be. But when she went for her license, the missus said, I seen you driving around. She said, no. So, I mean, she did. She drove everywhere.
Yeah.
And she Model A. Yeah, I've got pictures of that too.
Were any streets paved?
She went,
Were any of the streets paved?
no, some were dirt roads.
Yeah.
Like coming down here to East Brewster, you see where that cutoff goes around there a little bit, where JT's is,
Yeah.
and that it goes around. Well, that's where the road used to be. And I remember when Underpass Road was the underpass.
Do you remember the train going over there?
Oh, well, yes, I used to ride on the train with my grandmother to Provincetown.
Did you?
You know, she had to go on business, so I went with.
What was your grandmother's business?
Well, actually, she was a teacher for 6 grades at the city, and that's when she graduated, I guess, from school. And then she was a bookkeeper for a book company, and then when she got married and everything, she lived back and forth to the city where everything was going on, and then back down here to take care of the house for rental rooms. Do you know the Consodines that used to live here on Main Street? They used to rent from my grandmother when they first came down. They came from Boston too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, where did they own Consodine house?
Will Consodine, the bit that's still there, but it's a lawyer now, Perry. Yeah.
Okay.
And Donald was there. I remember Donald. He had Chuck, was his sister, and they had a girl sister. She's married to Knowles, and a daughter that the Constantines had Wilma, and she was the mother of Barbara Nash, who married Ilkovich. She was the clerk, town clerk over in Orleans.
Oh. Now you talk about your grandmother going to the city. Was that Boston?
Yes,
Okay.
and Roxbury.
What kind of work was she doing?
Well, that's where she went to school, I guess.
Yeah.
Other, back and forth with them for the summertime down here and the winter up there.
But you said she went on business. You don't know what business.
My grandmother would, I think it was probably to go to the bank.
Okay.
It was that's where she went.
And
Because my sister and I went with her one time.
Yeah.
And we got there and we had lunch. And we got a clam chowder. We're sitting there, my grandmother and I with her. She picked up this little clam. She's, oh, look, she says, I found a clam. And everybody in my grandmother was so. Well, anyway, that was part of it. We used to go with her on the train and back. And sometimes I'd go to Boston with her. She'd go and meet my aunt up there, Mildred. That she was my mother's sister. She had one boy, William, and they had a place at Brewster Park in the summertime. They had the one boy. They were all gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now your mother was raising 6 children. She probably did not have a job outside.
No, she did not. She was busy enough with us,
Yeah.
and I was the oldest. Yeah.
Well, you were probably busy too with younger children.
Yeah, taking care of my youngest brother, the half brother, both of them actually. The youngest one was the hardest one to take care of. Then my sister June and Jane and I.
Yeah. So then you moved away and then you came back. You came back here after you were married.
I used to go back summers.
Summers.
Yeah, visit with my grandmother, and then when my grandmother passed away, that was all sold to, who owned it now.
Yeah.
Then, and for $4,000.
Which probably was a pretty good price then.
Yeah, big house, little house, and a store. And she owned 3 places down Brewster Park, my grandmother. She used to have to go down and clean those for the people that came in to rent. And we walked to the cemetery with her lilacs and put on the graves around the 30th of May. I used to walk down there with her and used to go the pump that was there to pump the water.
Mm.
Well, that's all was all filled in because I worked at the water department and it wasn't workable. And I was president, and I thought somebody's going to get hurt.
You were president of the cemetery
So
association?
I was for about 12 years.
Oh.
Yeah. That was while I was working on the job. But anyway,
So tell me when you moved back to Brewster.
I moved back to Brewster in 1969.
Okay. Oh, was your husband still working?
Mhm. He was in textiles in Rhode Island.
So was he commuting back and
Oh,
forth?
yes. Yeah.
And about as soon as
And that was for only a short time. He retired early.
Okay. That's because you were working.
Probably. Like I said, I couldn't stop working. I just kept right on going.
So tell me again what you were doing when you moved back to Brewster. What was your job?
Well,
First of all, did you see
when I first got here, the kids came to visit and we would go to the beach, which wasn't very long. And they called me to take over for a woman who was in the hospital that was working in the town hall. And I did that, till she got back on her feet. And Gordon Silver, do you remember Gordon Silver? His mother works at the town hall. Yeah.
So what were they having you do at the town hall?
My mom, was after, before my mother was town clerk, she was a town, what is it? Well, anyway, the job where you to take all the money that's coming in, and not the treasurer, but
Was
the
it
person from work was working there too.
was the town clerk?
No, she wasn't.
She wasn't.
No, that was Donald Consodine before.
Oh, okay.
And A.P. Newcomb was before him.
Okay.
Yeah. And my mother was just where everything came in. And the bookkeeper,
Okay. So when people would bring their tax bills in, whatever.
She worked there for quite a while, yeah. And then she had cancer and had to go have an operation. But she didn't pass away. She lived for a long time. She was about 93 years old.
Okay.
Yep.
So they called you to come in and help out temporarily at town hall.
Yeah, and then when the water was voted in, Lawrence Doyle asked my mother if she thought I would be interested. So I said, yeah, I'll help out.
So he was a selectman at the time.
Lawrence Doyle was a selectman.
Okay.
Yeah. Fred Nash was a selectman at one time. Lawrence Baker was a selectman at another time. Quite a few of them, they're all friends with my folks. But in the meantime, then we had they had to get an engineer. And that was Whitman and Howard. And Paul Whitman and Paul Howard. Yeah. And then I had to send out all the forms to find out who would like water when it came into town. And that's what we had to start with.
When they started bringing water, when the town voted to bring in water, did they vote a particular area?
Well, yes, they had the engineers come in and check the water out, which was up there off of the road going to the golf course on the right-hand side.
Oh,
There's two wells right there.
were there any particular places they thought needed water more than other places?
Not right then, no, not to my knowledge, because once they got those in, they had some land across the street, which was almost up to where the Route 6 goes through. Right up in there that we owned two more wells right there.
So this is off Freeman's Way. Is right?
Yeah,
Okay.
and because they used to have to go there every day to check them out. And that's where all the water came from over through Underpass Road from the second two wells. And that's then, of course, then they went down to by the dump down back there.
Down,
And that's where it is now, the big building where they filter the water and stuff like that. Check it out. Yeah. Paul Hicks was with me. And before him was Bob Zantini. And he was one of the most nicest guys to work for. And to me, thinking of the town, everything that went on here and the things that people did, just because I was a woman and they didn't think I knew much probably, but I knew an awful lot of things that went on.
so where was your office?
The office was right down by the old town hall.
Is there? It wasn't in. It wasn't in the town hall.
No, well, yes, I started in the town as they built that building. It's down behind the fire department.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And I said to Donald Consodine, who was the clerk, and we were looking out the window, and he says, that's too bad. The parking lot is right there, and it flows right down where they're going to put that. That water is going to go right down. You want to know something? Wasn't in that office too long before they had to put a big grate right out front of the front door. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm only a woman, and that's the way I was. This is the way everything went right down here. And it,
The water department was being flooded.
well, anyway, and I liked it because we were billing all the people and got to meet all the people come in, and paid their bills, and they were all nice people. Yeah.
So, what area of town had water first?
They had a west section and an east section.
Okay.
And then two engineers. A. Will did the east, and PNS Construction on the right did the west.
Can you tell me?
Those are the two sections that went. The main street and then offshoots from each one.
Can you tell me more precisely where these areas were?
Some of them, well, down towards East Brewster, you've got all those little Ellis Landing, all those.
So
They all had got water,
so going north off Main Street,
north and south.
north and south off Main Street. Okay.
Yep. And then the east was down towards West on Main Street. They got it on the right and on the left, and then it came down offshoots, came down Robbins Hill Road where I lived. And some of the people, they didn't have it completely all into the house for some reason or other. They didn't want it, but what they had was a big what do you call them? The wells, like where they put the meter. And so that's where they had to connect to that. Yeah. Right by the road.
And before that, everyone had wells, individual wells.
Well, it just grew and grew and grew and added on, and they were paying for to be connected.
What about Freeman's Way? Was what one of the early places to put water?
Freeman's Way got it.
Was that early on or later?
early on.
Yeah. Was there a reason that that's done?
Pardon?
Was there a particular reason? I mean, that seems out of the way for these other areas.
Well, a lot of them have offshoots of the runs that went to the left too, and they all got it. Especially they for it. Then the development started after that.
Yeah,
That's when the town really started growing,
yeah. When the water came.
and that's even when the new building here came on. This used to be. I'd come in, and I remember sitting over back when I and look at my books when I was real little, and then walk back home from just on the street.
Yeah,
Mrs. Parks lived right up here, and her son, we called her Parky. And then on this side was Dr. Parker, and his wife owned the building across from the garage where they have the get around that chairs.
oh, yes.
She lived there, Dolly Parker. That's where my dog came from. She gave it to us. And Jim, he used to play. I remember him when I could hear him. I would be in school. He went all the way to the school.
Oh,
Back there, and Chippy was the nicest little dog.
they followed you to school.
He followed me to school practically. Yeah.
Well, tell me about the library when you were a child.
What about the
Tell me about coming to the library when you were a child.
right in here? This is the room mostly, and I went into the desk.
This was the children's room?
This was the children's room.
Yeah. And you could just come in on your
And
own.
it was all the books, and I was still asking for the one with the monkeys in it. Oh well, that was a long time ago.
Do you remember who the librarian was?
No, I don't. I wish I did. I think there were a couple of people that came in here. I knew Maddie Godfrey though. She was worked in the post office back in the store, Knowles' store, the Brewster store. It was Knowles's.
It was Knowles, right?
Knowles, and after Knowles, it was Henry Crocker,
Yeah.
and then after Henry Crocker was Donald Dawn.
And you remember all that?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
They used to go down and sit on the steps when I was older, when I used to come down and visit when we lived up off Cape. And I used to come down and play with Althea Briggs. I used to stay with her, Barbara Nash. Did you know the Nashes?
No.
Wilma and Fred. It sounds funny, but that was their names.
So their names.
Yeah, well, the Consodine house, Wilma was a Consodine. And so that's why they're back to back. One's on Long Pond Road. Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Okay. And Main Street.
Okay.
That goes right through, just the path. And that was right beside our house. Our house was right next to my grandmother up here.
Did your mother come to the library? Did your sisters come?
My mother used to come for me. Oh, yeah. She used to go to Dennis to the Playhouse, and one of the women were Betty Davis that used to show the people where to sit.
Really? So she wasn't an actress there. She was being an usher then.
That's right.
Oh my goodness.
And do you know where the antique place is? Where next, just beyond Side and Strickers. It used to be, and then somebody else bought it and made it antiques. Well, it used to be a little not a restaurant, but like ice cream and stuff like that. And I can remember they had pickled limes, and I was just a little girl. My brother wasn't even born, and my mother used to go and have to stop there when she was carrying him and go in and get a pickled lime. And their daughter was actually began with a W. Well, anyway, Wheeler owned that, and their daughter used to have a Fierce Arrow, and she used to drive here to the library, pick up her books. I remember that.
Were there restaurants in town?
Pardon?
Were there restaurants in town?
Just the tea room for Lee. That's all I know at that time.
Was the
And
coffee?
then, like for instance, across the street from the old telephone office, Row, ROWE, and they had that little building now, Briar, is it?
Was the coffee shop there?
No,
No.
not then.
Okay.
No, that was later. That was Setsabar and
That's right.
yeah, Sandy, but used to get down there when you were little, staying with my grandmother down on Robinson Road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there were no large restaurants in town that you remember.
Not that I remember.
Of course, you were a child.
You probably had to go to Orleans
Okay.
because I remember when the Orleans Inn was over there,
Yes.
and the woman that owned it, her husband had a airplane, and he used to run guns and things to Cuba.
And you knew about it.
Yes. I mean, all these little things that, people talked and I must have remembered all of it.
Yeah.
But I remember when he used to come in to the little airport up here in Brewster. Did you know that one?
Yeah. Tell me where it was.
Where is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right where the gas station was.
Ivan Dugan's place.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the Brewster, that was called the Bayview Garden.
Oh,
After that, do you remember that?
I don't remember the name.
That was after 70s.
But you remember that there was.
I worked there
You worked for Ivan?
12 years.
I don't know. You had time with all these other things.
We really had something going there. It was really nice. Yeah.
But you were
I planted all the stuff and planting and stuff like that.
big greenhouse back there.
Pardon?
There was a big greenhouse back there.
Yes, we put that up.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep, that was nice, but I could only take it so long. Couldn't get to see my kids or anything, so
Because you were so busy.
they were busy. Yeah. I was busy.
So were you working for Ivan at the same time you were at the water department?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
because I only worked half a day at the water department.
Oh, okay. But you remember the airfield out behind,
No, I don't remember that. I do know he had a tailor craft.
but you knew it was there, but you don't
Yes,
remember
no.
staying active.
And it's supposed to be legally still there as far as I know.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, but I don't know it's for sale again.
I've heard that the property was for sale.
Pardon?
I've heard the property was for sale, but I don't know anything about it.
Well, if I had it, it wouldn't be for sale.
Oh, all right.
Goes to the water. But what are you going to do about it? In fact, I just met the fellow that was the boyfriend of the girl that worked for us. Yesterday at the ball game. Yeah, he moved into town, lives down on Daisy Lane. It's a small world.
Well, we've talked about a great many things. Did we leave out anything you really want to tell me?
You mean gardening?
No, I love the breakers, Mom.
Which what?
Breakers. Around the beach. The breakers.
All the bathhouses?
No, but that was when they used to come in down here.
The breakers?
The breakers. You know what I'm
Oh, the house, the captain's house?
No.
You know where the captain's house is, right there. They're behind the store.
When the boats would come in.
Yeah. You remember, you know the captain's house where the shed. I think they take people for to show different places there. It's right directly behind the Brewster store.
there is an inn there that
Captain's house.
they call it the Freeman. Freeman, is that right?
Captain Freeman?
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Woodworth used to live there.
Okay.
And he had a monocle and a cane. He had a horse and he had a chauffeur. So my dad, when he went to work, just before he went to work at the store, used to chauffeur him. Plus, he used to take his horse and work it out in the field right next door before the house was built, the other house. And so I, Mr. Woodworth used to walk to the beach, and that's how I knew him that well. And he had his own bathhouse down there, which was immaculate. The others were just little ramp, stuff. He used to go in the water with a bucket and get his water, put it up on his porch, get his bathing suit on, go in swimming when the tide was in, and then walk out and go up and put his feet in the water. And then go in and change his clothes, come out and sit in a little rocker chair that he had there, and talk to us kids when we were little. Yep. And he used to walk down there with his cane. Yep.
Now, were there changing cottages? Were there places to change clothes on the beach?
On the beach, well, I guess they were kind of ramshackle, and Burgess bought all of them. Remember Warren Burgess? Well, you know where the Ace Hardware store is now?
Yeah,
Well, he lived there, and the house is behind there now. It's called the Owl or something.
yeah.
That used to be on the front. And those are the years of the 70s that you're talking about.
Yeah.
And the fellow that owns the place next to it, I did. I don't know whether he's still there or not. But he had the house after Burgess got out. And the town got after him for keeping stuff on the porch. So he sold it and moved it back. And that's when they put the hardware store in. And he still owns, I think, next door.
Oh.
And his brother owned up on Holly Road, I think. Holly Street. Well, off of Setauket.
Okay. Do you remember if you didn't walk down the street to the beach
I
wearing?
most certainly did.
No, but I mean not wearing your bathing suit.
Yes, sir.
You did.
Yes, I did.
But you were a child.
And they hurt. Got home. They were wool bathing suits.
Oh, yeah.
And I had not only that, I had my sunburn too because I was out in the sun so long. My sister and I always walked to the beach almost every day, I guess. And that's when the breakwater was there.
Okay. Yeah, the breakwater's still there.
You can see it?
Yeah, at low tide.
Oh, well, I used to play around it when it was
Really? Did you? Wow.
Mhm.
So children could walk to the beach, but grown-ups wouldn't walk to the beach.
There were hardly any cars on the road.
Yeah.
Never saw a car, probably 2 or 3 cars at the most.
So did people just walk everywhere?
Just walked from my grandmother's house to the beach.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'd go Main Street, sometimes I'd go down 124 and back down 137 to my grandmother's. Yeah. And then our house. Yeah.
Well, I think you've told me, but I'm confused. Tell me again where your grandmother lived.
On Conroe 6A and Main Street. The big White House.
But behind the store.
It's beside it. It's not
Beside the
it's on
store.
Main Street.
Oh yeah, okay, beside the store. And then where did your mother live?
Behind the store.
Oh, okay, got it.
I think,
Yeah.
one of the sons, they sold that a couple of years ago.
Tell me about your wool bathing suit.
Well, when they got wet and you're walking with wool, I didn't have to tell you much more. It kind of hurt when
Yeah.
I got home, but it was fine. I did it again probably the next day.
My mother was about your age, and she talked about the wool bathing suit. And she said when she went in the water, it would stretch all the way down.
Oh.
And when she got out, it would shrink back up again as it got.
Well, I didn't have that much.
You didn't have that, then.
Plus, my sister and I used to take dancing lessons too when we were here. over in West Harwich, I think it was. No, not West Harwich. Chatham, almost into Chatham. But it was West Harwich, yeah. And we had our recital at the Exchange Hall. You don't know that.
In Harwich.
That was actually going 24 right into Harwich Center.
Yeah.
On the left-hand side, there was this huge building, and that was the Exchange Hall, and it burned down.
They still talk about that in Harwich. Now
I guess they do. My sister-in-law was treasurer for Harwich then. Over, she just passed away last year. You heard of Rick Brickenda?
Oh, yes.
Well, that was Paul. Well, he changed his name, I think, back to something else when he passed away, or when they sold it. But Paul's father was a lawyer in New York, and when he came, for weekends and everything, he used to practice his golf out in the backyard, and us kids would go out and try to find the balls. But that's when you get sugar diabetes and had part of his leg cut off. He was there, but his wife worked in the post, right here in the library, I think, at one time. Do you remember her? McGrath?
No.
And her sister, she lived with her sister. Talbot.
Oh, right. Yeah, because it was Talbot's who owned Brickenda.
So but he had a pony, and he used to chase us kids all over the place.
You were going to talk about a postmistress.
Maddie Godfrey. Yeah, that was a long time ago. A little lady, she was an awfully nice lady.
And where was the post office?
In the back end of the Brewster store. Way down the back end.
Wait,
in the store.
What store?
Brewster store.
Oh, the Brewster store. That's right. Okay. But oh, wow, that is old. Because then it moved into the little building next door.
Because they had post offices, West Brewster.
Yeah.
I think it's all gone practically now, fell apart, but it's still remnants there. East Brewster Post Office, the Foster's own ran that.
Right.
And then Coakley, Hammy Baker's husband, was the postmaster there.
In East Brewster.
Pardon?
In East Brewster.
So it was that, and I don't remember anymore. Let's see. I know that the train used to stop down in East Brewster.
Yeah.
And let people off. And that's where the baggage came when they went to the Consodine house. They had to be transported to the store, to the place where they stayed. Yeah. But that's when my grandmother, we went up to actually where the man sells the hot dogs up there.
Yeah.
That's where the station used to be.
That's right. That's right. And they could go right from there to the Consodine.
That's what, no. They would go down all the way, I think, to East Brewster.
Oh.
Yeah. And where the chunks and everything would get up. And they'd go from the Consodine house up and meet them, bring them back in an old beach wagon.
But they'd go all the way up to East Brewster.
That's where they went from it stopped there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, just for the record, we also have in the room Sandy Valentine, who is Mrs. Ailing's daughter, and Nina Gregson, who has been helping out. Thank you so much.
I can remember her sister. So she was at the cemetery committee with me. Not only that, but she worked at the town hall too.
Doors on. Yes, of course. Thank you so much for coming in. This
and you're very welcome.
Interesting and fun.